Bitcoin's falling. Is now the time to panic? Should you close out your positions because we're going back into a bear market? No, no, not at all. I think this is extremely healthy. I think this is really good. I'm excited to see this. And yeah, I think this will be really eye-opening for some people, what's actually happening behind the scenes. Keep in mind, we do have the Fed decision in a few hours. Typically, there's some volatility ahead of that Fed decision, and then sometimes we rally afterwards. So be ready for anything. But if you want to trade, check out the link underneath the video to CoinW. You can sign up in just a few minutes. And when you sign up with my link, you can actually click the second link underneath the link to join up for CoinW, and you get into a free private trading group. Don't believe anyone in the comments, but there's the second link where you can get in on the free trading group with pro traders, and they walk you through different swing trades, what they're seeing for scalp trades, like day trades, and all that kind of stuff. Of course, make sure you understand the risk of leverage, but they can also walk you through that as well. They're also giving you a pretty awesome bonus too. You can trade and earn up to 55 Solana when you trade on CoinW. So check this link out underneath the video. You can deposit some funds. And with this pullback, not the worst time to be leverage trading. I'd rather leverage trade after we've seen a nice pullback to a previous resistance as opposed to, going long at new all-time highs in price discovery. Now, Bitcoin is falling a little bit. Some people I see are worried out there because we've fallen about 5% from the peak that we were at yesterday. Keep in mind, these are prices that we would have been happy with 2 days ago, right? 3 days ago. We were sitting right around this level, and then this was a prior resistance. This was a new all-time high resistance about 2 weeks ago on the 4th. So if we flip this into bullish support, that is going to be awesome. Like, be ready for some moves, some fireworks after that. Also, this trend line that we've had is still intact, where we bounced against it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. Even if we went all the way back to 98,000, it would still be intact. So we're still just stair-stepping up into the right. I'm not worried at all. There's some nice pullbacks if you're looking for better entries. Keep in mind, ETH is falling. Bitcoin's falling. ETH tumbles. BlackRock bought $132 million on the lows. They also bought, let me move over to HODL 15 Capital so you can see how much everyone was buying of Bitcoin yesterday. GBTC with a negative $85 million day. Grayscale Mini plus 4 million. BITB negative 24 million. ARKB negative 17. FBTC negative 128 million. And IBIT came in with $744 million of inflows, 6,868 Bitcoin. So what's happening here? Well, BlackRock's probably pushing their clients to buy more, like they feel more strongly about it, or they're just willing to maybe interfere a little bit more. Maybe they have clients that are a little bit more, I want to say, risk on or understand the Bitcoin trade a little bit more. Maybe they're doing a better job of educating their clients. Yesterday, we went over a 3-minute educational video that they're probably giving not to institutional investors, but to retail investors. So they went out and bought $750 million when the market's red, when other ETFs are selling. Now, this can always change, right? This is not, they don't necessarily control what they buy every single day completely, but they do have some influence over it. Keep in mind, it's their clients usually buying. They can buy within their own ETFs, but they haven't done a lot of that yet. But yesterday we had another $500 million day for the ETF. So who's selling today? Well, could be a couple different people. Could be manipulators, right? The ETFs trying to liquidate people. Not the ETF, sorry. The exchanges trying to liquidate people. It could also be some whales taking profits ahead of the FOMC meeting. It could be whales trying to manipulate ahead of the FOMC meeting. It could be a variety of different things. Keep in mind, though, we still have a lot of catalysts coming. We could always fall down, right? Like, this could be the beginning of the bear market. I don't think it is, though. I don't think it is. I think there are too many catalysts. I think there's too much buying. I think there's too much demand. And we're moving into a time of higher liquidity. Keep that in mind, right? We will see pullbacks. This is basically zero pullback, like 5%. After hitting new all-time highs consistently for the last month. We've been hitting new all-time highs every other day. A 5% pullback is nothing. This is getting swallowed up pretty quickly. Keep in mind, BlackRock is just past 1 million Ethereum, 4.04 billion for the BlackRock Ethereum ETF. And let me also show you this. Digital gold is greater than gold. Take a look at this. IBIT has 57.8 billion in AUM, and gold, their IAU ETF, their gold ETF, has 33.2 billion. They're about to double their gold ETF, which has been around for 20 years. They're about to double it in a year. So the demand is there. There's so many people that want Bitcoin. There's news that the UAE has bought $30 to $40 billion worth of Bitcoin. Russia is buying Bitcoin. China is getting ready for Bitcoin. They approved apparently a couple different exchanges in Hong Kong to start working there. We have the US that looks like they're going to get a strategic Bitcoin reserve. We have so much news coming out, and there's just an absence of bad news. Right? So no, I don't think it's time to panic by any means. I think now, if you want to dollar cost average, great. If you're worried about selling, I mean, you can do whatever you want. I'm happy if you sell because it's one less person with weak hands that's in the market. But I don't think it really makes sense to sell. Even if you're trying to take profits this cycle, maybe this just gives you an idea that maybe I should sell next time, like dollar cost average out a little bit. Next time we pump up, maybe you start dollar cost averaging out if you're getting nervous during this pullback, because this is a small pullback, as I said, like this is nothing. We do have the FOMC meeting later today. We're expecting another 25 basis point cut. Nothing significant, honestly, is going to be said, I don't think. I mean, we're going to see Jerome Powell talk about what he thinks about the market. What he thinks about the labor market, inflation, maybe some scary speak in there because inflation's starting to creep up, but I don't think it's going to be a massive event. We've had Dennis Porter say that there's some massive news coming in the next day or two, so be on the lookout for that. You know, just in general, XRP down 6%, Solana down 3%, Dogecoin down 5%, a little bit of a pullback. Solana actually has looked really interesting because it has been at a similar price for like over a month. It's been actually floating down for the last month. If we look, just almost exactly a month. It's been sitting around this price, and it's been cooling down. You know, I know that I've talked about this before. Into the Cryptoverse is one tool that I'm using this bull market to help like time. I don't want to say time the top, but like have a signal for when the market is overheated. And one of the best indicators is the Pi Cycle top indicator. This was actually created in 2019, so it's going to be perfect basically for 2011, 2014, and 2017, like those tops. It basically tells you, in the top is when the 111-day SMA passes the 350-day SMA times 2. So when does this typically happen? Well, in 2021, it was right on. It was within 3 days of the top. So even though it was created in 2019, it still worked perfectly for 2021. So a lot of people will be watching this. One thing you might want to do, honestly, if you're watching this, is maybe if you're looking to sell when it hits the top, maybe sell like right before it hits the top, since so many people are watching this. But right now, we're about 70% away from the 111-day simple moving average from hitting the 350-day simple moving average times 2. So like 73%, I think, is what I calculated. The 350, I'll just call it 350, is at 130,000, and the 111-day is at 75,000. So when we were in the last cycle, when we were about this far away from crossing 73%, we were in October, like early October, and we peaked in April. So we had November, December, January, February, March, April, about 6 months. So maybe that's a good indication. I've seen a lot of people saying like June is the time that we're going to top out or something like that, like right before the summer slowdown. Maybe that's a good indication, but it obviously matters how quickly the market moves up. That's what this is viewing, really. So, you know, it's not perfect just saying that it took 6 months last time, because we could move up more viciously or we could move up more slowly. That's one of the things I like about when we have pullbacks like this. It makes us less overheated. This is the crypto market cap and trend line. Like when we see a pullback, we cool down a little bit in terms of risk. We move closer to the fair value. And overall, I think it does help the crypto market from getting too overheated. So I'm again, I'm not worried about this pullback. I think this is healthy for the market. It keeps the market alive longer. And I think it might be overblown in a lot of people's minds. Let me know your thoughts though. Again, if you want to trade crypto, there's the link to CoinW. You get in on the free private trading group. And you can also get up to 55 Solana for trading. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Again, make sure you do your own due diligence, right? This is just my opinion. And I'll see you in the next one.